I need to, like, herbal essence my helmet. Woo! I have been sweating in this thing. Okay, so let me know if this has ever happened to you guys. Last night, I had this dream. In the dream, I was going along, and I don't even remember what the plot was, but all of a sudden, my left arm in the dream started, like, killing me. And at first, I was ignoring it, but it was, like, hurting. Like, the dream was vivid. Like, it really hurt. It wasn't like I was just imagining it in the dream. It was, this person's really not going the speed limit. Awesome. Anyway, it wasn't that I was just imagining it. Like, it physically was painful in the dream. Like, it hurt so bad. I started grabbing it with my other hand, and I was like, my arm, and finally I went up to somebody who was like a nurse, and I was like, hey, there's something wrong with my arm. It hurts so bad. Please do something, anything. And she's like, oh, yeah, and she, like, looked at it. She's like, we'll have to do this, like, surgery. We'll have to take the tendons out. What? You don't take the tendons out of your arm. That's not a solution to pain, but whatever. In my dream, it made sense. So she, like, injected my arm with, like, this thing, this drug, and, like, we were rushing over to the hospital, and she's like, I know this guy who's a surgeon. We can get you in right away. And I was like, thank you, and my arm's hurting more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, I woke up. I started asking her, I'm like, why aren't the drugs working? My arm still hurts. It still hurts. I can't take it anymore. My arm, it's killing me. Please do something. The drugs aren't working. She's like, oh, the drugs should be working. And she was like, I was like, please do something to my arm. And I woke up, and I was like, where's my arm? I couldn't feel anything from the shoulder down on my left arm, and I didn't see it beside me, and I couldn't move it. And I was like, I tipped my head back on the pillow. My arm was over my head. I had my arm watching the road. I had my arm over my head, and it was so asleep I couldn't even move it. It was completely numb. It didn't hurt. I just had no feeling in it at that point. So I had to use my right arm to pick my arm up and move it down and rest it across my stomach, and then it started tingling and burning, and the feeling came back into it. If you guys ever had something like that, where, like, something's woken you up from a dream and you realized it was real, like, for real, and my arm still doesn't feel good all day today. It must have been like that for a long time. But that's what I get for drinking a half glass of wine before I fell asleep, and I'd been thinking, and when I'm thinking, laying in bed at night, I often lay on my back with my arm over my head like that, and I fell asleep like that. It didn't move at all. It was still on my back. It was crazy. So anyway, you guys ever had something like that happen to you? Let me know, because surely that's a common human experience. And those are the sorts of things that unite us. Yeah, anyway. And I'm left-handed, so that matters.